Hi and welcome to the Beginner Yin Yoga course, Level 1, Day 5. We are already on Day 5 and this is so exciting. The first pose will be a revisit of something you already know, and then for the second we will be learning something new. So we will begin in banana. Make your way onto your back. Settle against the floor. And then just shift your feet over to the right edge of your mat, keeping the hips nicely planted. And then scoot your body over to the right as well. Your arms come overhead. Again, you can keep them extended. Grab yourself by the elbows, by the wrist, and you can always cross the left ankle over the right. Feel the nice stretch in your left side body. And just settle in. If at any point you feel like you have gone too far, just gently reverse out, moving your body more towards the midline of your mat, and that will feel better. So just sink in, settle in, and enjoy. Begin to deepen your breath, and then gently return your torso to center, return your feet to center. You can take a stretch here if that feels good. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So your feet come to the left edge of the mat. Your torso shifts to the left. If you were holding yourself by the elbows, just switch your grip. And you can also cross your right ankle over the left. So find your pose. Find the intensity of the stretch you want to feel. And then enjoy. Gently begin to deepen your breath. And then as you are ready, make your way back to neutral. Again, you can take a stretch here. And then just settle on your back and bend your knees. There are two ways in which you can enter the next pose. We're going to do a variation of sleeping swan, but don't worry, this is going to be a very, very gentle variation because we want to accustom your body to this movement, to really get into your hips slowly, gently. Now, one way, the first way that you can do this, and important, very important, you want to make the movement from the hip. So before you do anything, keep your right hip in mind. One way is to hook the right ankle at the bottom of your left thigh, top of your left knee. Now this is where you want to make the movement from the hip. So you are not going from the ankle or the knee, but really pulling your leg in and then hooking it over. This is one way. If this works for you, perfect. However, if you want to try a different way of entering, you can also hook the foot at the bottom of your left thigh, top of the left knee, and then bring that leg in. So there are two ways that you can enter sleeping swan, and we will remain here. For the full expression of the pose, we would be pulling our legs in. But for now, we just want to do this nice external rotation in the hip. So the intention is to imagine your knee moving away from you. We won't be using any hands or any force or anything. Just keep your back nice and long against the floor. Keep the intention that the knee is moving out, that your hip is externally rotating. And you can keep your hands on your body or down on the mat. This really does not matter at all. And just breathe. We won't be here for long, and it doesn't matter if this movement looks like this for you. Again, it's the intention of moving this knee away from you. So it's not about looks, it's about the sensations. One more thing I want you to keep in mind is that you keep the right foot flexed. In this gentle version, it might not be that big of a deal if your foot is not flexed, but again, every time you flex your foot, it protects the knee. And if you're going into the full expression of sleeping swan, then it's very, very important to keep that foot flexed. So 2 points of awareness. The knee is moving away from you, away from you. Your foot is flexed. And then just settle into stillness for a few more breaths. Bring your awareness to your breath. Deepen the inhale. Deepen the exhale. And now again, keeping your attention on your hip you once more want to make the movement from your hip as you uncross your legs and place your foot on the floor. Place your hands on the floor as well. Widen your feet, and we're just gonna sway a bit side to side, so not full windshield wiper motion, just a tiny bit to get some movement into the hips. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So choose your variation. If you simply hooked your foot over the knee on the previous side, do this again, making sure it's coming from the hip. If you did it with your leg extended, placing the foot on your extended leg and then bringing that leg in, you can do the same here. Make sure that your left foot is flexed, that your attention is on the left knee moving out and away from you. And again, with the hands, you can do whatever it is that feels best in this moment. Keep your spine nice and long. The back of the neck is long. And again, it really doesn't matter how this pose looks for you. It can be tiny, tiny, tiny. If you're stiff in your hips, if you don't have much mobility, it will look tiny, but it does not matter at all, because it's the movement that we are learning that counts. The intention of pulling that knee away from you. So wherever you are, know that that is best for you right now, and that it is absolutely perfect. You're doing an amazing, amazing job. So be here in stillness for a few more moments as your body learns this new movement, this new sensation in your hip. And just allow yourself to relax into it. Begin to deepen your breath. Unhook your leg. Put your foot on the mat. Then widen your feet. Your hands come down to the floor. And just sway a bit. The movement can be super tiny or as large as you need it to be. So creating some movement, some release before we move into Savasana. So when you're ready, extend your legs long. Widen them to the edges of your mat. Let your feet flop. Your hands are facing up towards the sky, towards the ceiling. And again, as always, if this version of Shavasana is uncomfortable for you, then please do the one we have learned with the knees bent that will release your low back. So wherever you are, settle in. Make sure that the back of your neck is long, your chin is tucked, and just let yourself integrate this practice for a few more minutes. If you have drifted off somewhere, return your attention back to your body, deepening the breath, wiggling your fingers and toes. Do a few no motions with your head, really rolling those cheekbones from one side to the other. Take a stretch if that feels good. And whenever you're ready, roll onto one side for another breath or so. And then use your hands to gently press yourself back up into a seat. Take a moment, take a breath, and then place your hands together at the heart in Anjali Mudra. And we will close this practice with gratitude and some self-love. Because it is so, so important that you acknowledge yourself, that you celebrate yourself. Really honor and respect what you're doing. You're showing up for yourself on the mat, and that will translate into showing up for yourself in life. So really feel into the gratitude that you can hold for yourself. Feel into the love that you can have for yourself. And thank yourself for being here, as I thank you for spending this time with me on the mat. Thank you.